Welcome back, everybody, to Snorkel.
You're probably wondering
where we've been for 2 months or whatever it's been. Okay, first of all, I started a new job in August. I moved to a different part of town, like actually right down the street from where we lived before. And we got hit with a fucking hurricane, which flooded the city.
I'm sure you've heard of that.
Yeah, that's kind of where we've been since August.
Yeah, it's been a tumultuous time, but we're back.
We're back. So expect a lot more movies. Battlefield 1's right around the corner. We have a game capture card, which we're going to use.
The comics, of course, we're getting back on that. We've been reading them, but we haven't had time to cover them.
But for right now, we're going to talk about our first video back, The Accountant.
The Accountant.
With Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, directed by Gavin O'Connor. Anna Kendrick's in it. What the hell are you doing?
The Accountant is centered around Ben Affleck's character. Yeah. Right? And he is a literal accountant. I thought it was maybe just like a term they use, but he's an actual accountant.
Yeah, he if you don't know, his character, Christian Wolf, has autism, specifically Asperger's, so he's like high functioning, and he's a genius.
Yeah.
They set that up early on in the movie, and they really established his autism, like in the effects of it, using flashbacks to his childhood and establishing how it affected him growing up and his relationships, stuff like that.
So the film kind of cuts in between the present and the past, and they kind of show the main character, Christian Wolf's childhood, of his family learning, what's wrong with him, and kind of him, how his family breaks down and how he grows up with his dad and his brother.
Yeah.
And it goes back and forth to the present time as well. The big things that stood out to me, Ben Affleck is a masterpiece actor at this point.
Yeah,
I just love him.
This might be one of his best performances, because not only does he, is he convincing with his emotions and the regular stuff you need to do as an actor, but the autistic side of it, he really nails the tics, and you believe, you're like, holy shit, this guy really has autism. He has, a neurological problem, and yeah, he nails it.
J.K. Simmons is amazing.
As usual, yeah. Now, I know you don't like her, but Anna Kendrick I thought was really good in this movie. I don't love her, I don't hate her, and I haven't really seen her in that many movies aside from like Pitch Perfect and maybe a couple other things. But I thought her chemistry with Ben was really good.
I fucking hate Anna Kendrick's acting. I cannot stand her. I think she's so annoying. I think she's not convincing at all. There was like supposed to be this attraction between Gigantic. You could tell is filming Justice, the DC movies as Batman. So he's this gigantic dude, even though
he has to be big for this role as well.
But he's supposed to be a little off, so that's okay. I get that. But I never bought that like interaction with them. Another thing that I didn't like in the movie, unfortunately, both of the female actors in this movie, actresses were just not convincing to me. I just didn't like their characters, and they were completely overshadowed by the male counterparts that they were doing scenes with. Anna Kendrick was doing scenes with Ben Affleck, and the other actress, I don't know her name because she's new as far as I'm concerned, was doing scenes with J.K. Simmons, whose career has just fucking exploded the last couple of years.
I can see where you're coming from with, I feel bad for forgetting her name, but the black female actress, she was working J.K. Simmons mostly. And I can see where you're coming from there, but I thought Anna Kendrick was, I'm going to use a pun, pitch perfect.
Oh, God.
Like, I don't know, just the way she was interacting with his character was convincing. Like, because this guy is autistic and he has, he's socially inept, basically. But when he comes to this job and he meets her, it starts off like you would expect. He does not want to have to associate with her, and then due to certain circumstances, he does, and he slowly is coaxed out of his shell, and I just like the way they pull it off.
Another thing that threw me off of this film is the tone of the movie. It's humorous at times, it's very action-packed at other times, and I think the movie struggles like trying to determine like the balance of that, and I think that was just direction more than anything. I think they should have completely gotten rid of the humorous aspects of the film and just done a completely dark tone movie with tiny bits of humor here and there.
The tone, to me, was one of the best things about this movie, because it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it didn't need to. It's a very unconventional narrative. Obviously, he's autistic, and then you have these, strange characters he has to deal with, and I just thought that it did. There were some problems, of course, but I thought it did a decent job and a creative job of balancing the humor with the more serious moments and the action.
I do want to also talk about the criticism, I think unfair criticism of Ben Affleck's, acting, and then the tone of the movie where they would talk about it being too dark, and they just were kind of like, they took Batman vs Superman and put it into this,
which we all know the critics were destroyed.
which was just totally ridiculous because I wanted them to ramp that part up more, and I thought when he was doing that stuff, it was perfect. And then throwing the little humor here and there, which he did was good too. But I thought that was completely unfair criticism. And
yeah, I don't know the critics so far. There haven't been a ton of reviews out. It's only Thursday night. But it's pretty like split. I think on Rotten Tomatoes, which I hate to look at, but it's like 50-50 right now, at 50% rotten, which is just mind-boggling to me. It's not a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination, in my opinion.
After all that, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. All the pieces were in place. I think the male characters were phenomenal. The female characters were weak. The tone was all over the place at times, and some of the story could have been much, much stronger. 6 out of 10.
I disagree. The action was great. I thought the humor was appropriate. The story was interesting. The acting was pretty much good all around, especially from Ben Affleck, like I said. So I'm going to go higher and say an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. It was probably some of the most fun I've had like all year in a movie theater, so pleasantly surprised.
We had a good time at The Accountant. Go see it if you like Ben Affleck. Go see it if you like J.K. Simmons. Action, military style like movies.
Yeah.
It's something different for sure. And like you said, some people might like the humor and the female characters.
Yeah, I think, like I said, our theater had a good time with it. They were kind of like older. There was a lot of women in there. So yeah, I think we'll have a good time. And it was pretty cool seeing an autistic person be a badass. You don't see that in every movie.
Yeah,
so.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, go check it out for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming back and watching our videos, guys. It's been a couple crazy months here.
It's been too long.
Too long for sure. Expect to see a lot of videos coming out in the next few
months,
years. Yeah, forever. We're gonna keep making videos whether we take tiny breaks here and there. Or not.
The next few months are loaded with movies and stuff, and obviously video games, and
we got a couple other cool concepts that we're gonna try to make videos for as well. So stay tuned, hit subscribe, and thanks for watching. Johnny.
Okay.
Sit down.
Okay. What are you doing?
Put your arm up like this.
Why? Okay. That's not making it easy.
Oh, let's go.